Honestly, if I wasn't here right now, I don't know where I'd be.
The night before we moved in here, we were actually in a hotel and I was freaking out and crying and didn't know what we were going to do.
We had a tough time. We had a tough time finding decent work.
Well, it's one of those things when you get involved in community development, you're always looking for different ways to be successful in the community. And one of the things that came about is we needed somebody that sort of became the sort of kind of managing partner or sort of the champion of nonprofits in Spokane, and we needed a place for them to settle. And so as a result of that, this organization came about, Spokane Low-Income Housing Consortium.
I think that SLIC has benefited Spokane County by bringing the organizations that provide affordable housing together to be more efficient and to be more productive in terms of providing good, solid, safe, affordable housing.
My name's Shauna Howard, and I got help from the Union Gospel Mission. I was there for about 3 months, and I got help from the Salvation Army Family Shelter, and I was there for 3 months. The night before we moved in here, we were actually in a hotel, and I was freaking out and crying and didn't know what we were going to do if we didn't get the money. And then the night we moved in here, we tried to cook our first meal and we broke the stove. So we were excited. Even if we broke it, we were excited to be in our own place.
I walk a mile every morning. 11 times around the halls is 1 mile. I was living with my son in one room, and he thought that that was not good. I should be elsewhere. And he happened to see Clare House on TV. He said, "Would you like to look at it?" I said, "Yes, I would." And I came up to this apartment, I looked at it, and I said, "I want it." Of course, I do my own cooking, cleaning, laundry, shopping, everything, but if we need help, there's help here, and the management is terrific.
I came to Walnut Corners through what is called Washington Families Fund. This project, there's really been nothing like this in Spokane before. This is a really new project. It's provided 10 families that have been chronically homeless for most of their lives to have stable and permanent housing.
My name is Sonia Vernier. I have 3 boys. I came to live at Walnut Corners after 8 years of homelessness. I lived at St. Margaret's and I applied there again, and they told me about the apartment, interviewed me. I became ready for permanent housing after my kids told me they were tired of being in shelters. My kids were older, and I realized that it's not fair to put them through that, and it was time. When I first came to Walnut Corners, my family lacked stability due to the shelter living before. My family has become more stable. We've become closer. We got a Y membership, and my kids got to go to camp thanks to the St. Margaret's.
Oh, I think absolutely the biggest benefit to the community is that we developed and matured nonprofit housing providers into skilled housing providers through resources, doing plans, being able to compete both at the local, regional, and national level for finance that otherwise they wouldn't have.
Well, we were living in the valley, in Spokane Valley. We were living in an apartment. We had a tough time finding decent work.
Well, like David said, we were in a point in our life where we needed to make a change. We couldn't stay where we were any longer because there wasn't enough room, and we couldn't afford anything else. So we were down to moving out of the state and moving in with his grandma when we found out about Habitat. And so we went through the application process, and were accepted. And then we worked on our sweat equity. It's mostly David covered it pretty well. We worked on our sweat equity through the program, and it was a really exciting day when we got our keys.
When we first moved in here, we were talking about the fact that knowing that it was ours and feeling like grounded, the house made us feel grounded. It made things, I don't know if it was a sense of importance or a sense of just, comfort, like a huge weight was off, and we could actually think about, instead of just day-to-day survival, we could think about, what's going to happen next.
I think the community does not realize that SLIC is such a small organization that does so much for the community. It seems to be everywhere, and wherever people are talking about affordable housing, SLIC is going to be represented.
Each and every one of these families has given me hope and inspiration, and they have encouraged me to be a better person, which I never thought that would happen, but it has, and it makes me wake up every day and be very thankful for Spokane and having this program.